CoCoNET, towards coast-to-coast networks of marine protected areas, from the shore to the high and deep sea, coupled with sea-based wind energy potential. Today, the world's oceans are under several threats, such as pollution, overfishing, and climate change. Even though 71% of the Earth's surface is covered with water, only 5% of oceans are protected, compared to about 13% of terrestrial areas. Therefore, more action must be taken to protect our seas. Further progress is needed to cover and effectively manage areas that are important for biodiversity and for ecosystem functioning. Some areas are already receiving protection through national parks, marine reserves, or marine protected areas. Currently, only 4.6% of the Mediterranean and 2.4% of the Black Sea are protected as MPAs. To meet the Aichi target, which is to protect at least 10% of the seas by 2020, we have to establish many more MPAs. However, some marine organisms move within their life cycle in various forms. They also spread with the current, so we need to protect not just one area, but a network of areas. Meanwhile, we need clean energy to reduce the carbon emissions from human activities. Offshore wind farms continuously provide free, clean energy. More than 55 offshore wind farms are operational in 10 Northern European countries, but there are no offshore wind farms in the Mediterranean or Black Seas. In 2012, 300 researchers from 39 scientific institutions in 22 countries came together under the umbrella of CoCoNET to respond to the call made by the European Union about building networks of MPAs and offshore wind farms in the Mediterranean and Black Seas. The project lasted 4 years, and during this time, these researchers have written more than 200 scientific publications. They have also created a database of detailed GIS, Global Information System, layers showing habitats, biodiversity, and human activities, which is now shared online. 18 workshops and 3 summer schools dedicated to the aim of CoCoNET were organized in different locations around the Mediterranean and Black Sea. Dissemination activities were carried out at more than 30 national and international conferences, as well as in schools. CoCoNET has been covered by media such as online news, TV channels, radio, newspaper, and social media. An educational portal for kids was created online, and documentary films explaining marine protected areas, ecosystem functioning, and offshore wind farms were produced. After 4 years of collaborative work, CoCoNET's achievements can be summarized in 2 major products, which have been submitted to the European Union. The first is guidelines for establishing networks of MPAs based on scientific findings and discussion through 2 pilot projects, one in the Adriatic Sea and the other in the Black Sea. Connectivity in terms of genetics and dispersal of individuals must be taken into consideration. It is not enough to protect only charismatic species. We need to sustain ecosystems to function properly. The second is a detailed wind atlas for the Mediterranean and Black Seas to determine potential areas for building offshore wind farms. Even after the project has been completed, the CoCoNET spirit will continue to spread social awareness through the active CoCoNET website, documentary films, and the guidelines. Because, after all, we have just one world to live on. CoCoNET connects to protect.